What's going on, guys, man? First and foremost, thank you for tuning in to the relaunch of Built by the Red Stick. This episode is going to be very special to us, but it's made even more special because it's my dog, my buddy, my friend, my co-host, Ronnie LeDuff's birthday the day after it drops. So I think the best thing we can do is blow this thing up for his birthday. Y'all leave a happy birthday in the comments for my boy. I love you. Let's to the moon, baby. Welcome to Built by the Red Stick podcast. We are back and better than ever. Presented by Elevate. Same podcast, new format. It used to just be me. I brought on the co-host. He was on most of the videos. My dog, Ronnie LeDuff.
Man, you too kind. You too kind.
What's
So we
been up?
back.
We're back.
We back.
We're back.
February 12th, 2022 was the last shoot.
That was the last shoot. We both had some things in life we
A
had
lot.
to really focus on, grow everything back up. But I'm excited to start it back up
Super
with
excited.
one of my closest friends.
Built by the Red Stick, baby.
So for those of y'all who've been around, y'all know we talk everything Baton Rouge, mental health, substance abuse, anything, everything is always on the table.
Even some politics, a little bit.
Little bit. We don't care.
Little bit.
We
Yo,
don't care. You know, I did find out something recently though.
talk to me.
Before we get into what we want to talk about, I found out this crazy new concept. Did you know that me and you or me and anybody can disagree on something and still be friends?
What?
It's crazy, isn't it? It's
You
crazy.
serious?
It's crazy.
So I don't have to go bash you on Facebook,
You don't.
Instagram.
You don't.
I don't have to pull up to your mama house or your house.
Please don't pull up to mama's house.
Hey, mama. Hey, mama.
So yeah, but y'all know how it's been. Me and Ronnie vibed well together. So when we decided to start this again, there was no choice. We had to do it together. We're gonna try to bring on some intimate moments. We're gonna try to bring on some funny moments. We're gonna try to bring on some guests. We're
Yes.
just gonna have a good time.
Great
We're
time.
gonna have a good time.
And before we vibed, I was terrified of you, but we ain't gonna get into that
First,
right
I
now.
was terrified. So today, man, I really just want to catch up on both where we've been, right? So where have we been since we last shot? You've had a lot go on. I've had a lot go on. Let's see, February. When did you say the last one dropped?
February 12th, 2022. And since then, the budget, Elevate's doing quite well for themselves. Huh?
Hey, they're sponsoring us.
You producer?
They're sponsoring us. So, you know, last time we checked, we checked in. Where were you at?
Last time we checked in, I was actually working with Elevate.
Okay,
Are we going into that story?
dude, he's on bigger and better things.
I know, but
He's
are we
on bigger and better
but are we going to what pushed me off the cliff to those bigger and better things?
First off, you left me. You left me.
See, you sound like the woman that filed for divorce because the dude did something. You filed the papers. I had no choice but to sign them. I wanted to fight for this relationship. And you took all my property. You ain't even leave me half of it.
Yeah, I took everything. I ain't even give you no alimony.
Nothing. No, but since February 2022, man, it's been a emotional, spiritual, physical, journey. I had some health scares. I think the last time we talked, we was expecting a baby.
Yes.
We've since had Sarai. And let me tell you, she was everything that we didn't pray for and more.
So how old is
Sarai
Sarai
is now 2. She made 2 March 15th.
Okay,
this year.
so if the last episode was 2 years ago, February, then
She was
you
born a
had
month.
her a month later.
A month and 3 days later, we
Okay.
had Sarai.
Okay.
And but I'm joking. All jokes aside, that's my baby, love her to death. Since then, a relationship with my older kids, my other
Somebody
kids.
else had a kid in that 2-year period.
Who is that?
I don't know. We'll get to it in a minute.
Well, we know it wasn't me. It's only one other person on this podcast. And yeah, so at that time I did leave Elevate. Of course, at that time Elevate was still a startup. Mike had to make the tough decision to let the best thing that ever happened to him since Sprite or Coke or Red Bull or Red Line
I don't
go.
drink Coke anymore, bro.
I know you
On
also
my
don't have,
fitness
and
stuff.
you also don't have me no more. Nah, you still got me in other ways. And so since then, just trying to find my way, trying to still navigate this whole recovery thing, because at that time I believe I was going on 3 years sober. So that April I would have made 3 years sober, man. And then, finding out I had what's that what they call it, depression.
Depression.
I got the depression. That's a real thing.
Look, we're not joking about depression.
No, it's very real. And I'm only laughing. It was a nervous laugh because it was scary. I didn't understand that. We talk about this all the time. Being in a black culture and growing up, in a black household where we don't talk about things. It's taboo. Like we go to church, we pray about it. So not having like the vulnerability of, like, I feel different, but I don't know how to express it. Just that was scary. And then came along with the finances, because when I was let go of my job, I didn't have another job. But you did bring me on as a driver, and I was very appreciative of that.
You left me.
I was kicked out the door. We're not.
We'll
wait till episode 2 before we go into detail
agree
about
to disagree.
that. Yeah, we're gonna do that a lot. You know why? Because I was built by the Red Stick. And so, just like, again, just navigating this thing called life without the substance. Me and the fiance, we gonna have our hiccups. We gonna have our stressors. But then, over time, I was fortunate enough to start finding some footing. I had to really lean on my higher power in that time.
He's doing big things now.
I mean, humbly.
He's doing big things now.
Humbly, now.
I didn't kick him out of Elevate. I pushed him to fly. That's what I do.
Yeah, but my wings wasn't developed.
They was
yet.
ready, though. Did you go splat?
No.
Did you go splat?
No, I went boom.
Yes, you did.
I went boom.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I rose on the third day. I rose on the third day. But yeah, financially, I have been in a position to where I'm able to take care of my family. We're able to take vacations.
Came back.
Just came back. San Antonio is beautiful, man. We killed it out there. So this, normally we'll go to like the beach and things like that, but we spent the week in San Antonio on the Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? A little light work. Yeah, little light work. And so, things I learned to Elevate, things I learned from you mostly, but like, things I learned to Elevate, getting the referral sources.
So you're still doing the marketing.
Still doing the marketing thing, man. So I market right now for Regions Behavioral Hospital. Acute psych hospitalization program.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Outpatient IOP services. And we work closely with Elevate. Love working with y'all.
Definitely.
More than just being a family, we also get to come together and help people.
Absolutely.
And then, a year after working at Regions, so I actually started at Regions in March of 2023. So, it's a lot of stuff, again, that happened from...
And look, just for the people that, didn't pay attention last time or wasn't tuned in last time we did this, if I recall our first ever episode, the first episode of the Built by the Red Stick podcast was me and you, and there was a topic that we discussed that we currently operate in with Elevating Regions is unity, working together. Let's work and collaborating to do.
Yes.
If I'm doing big things and you're doing big things, then let's collaborate to do
bigger
things.
And greater things. Yes. And we do that well.
Yes,
we do that very well.
Yes,
all termination and fire from elevator side. I gotta keep plugging that in. And then, like I say, being at Regions for a year, getting even more connects. And so, and getting that mental health background as well under my belt, because it's predominantly psych at Regions. So getting those connections, learning about my own depression, my own anxiety, my own insomnia. I was blessed to be able to work with Matt's Clinic, which is a medically assisted treatment program here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Sublocade, Suboxone, physical wellness checks, gynecologist, visits, everything. I mean, they do everything. They do everything from head to toe. And again, building contacts, building resources. I've also been able to be a part of a new program in Louisiana. It's a up-and-coming 3.5 and a 3.1 program called Stoa Behavioral.
So, do you ever get to spend time with your family?
Man, you know what? I do, but my time
is busy.
My time looks like this right
man
now.
is busy.
It looks like that. Hey, when they eating at night and when they taking these vacations and when they cell phone is on when they go to make a call and when they go to flip a light switch and the light's on, or when they go to cut the water on and the water running, I love you. Yeah. You know what I mean? I love you. Look. But I do make time.
I know
for
you
them.
spend time with your family.
Yeah. Not
Great
that I
dad.
want to.
Great dad.
I ain't gonna say great. I'm a trying dad. I could be better. Yeah.
We can always be better.
Yeah, we can always be better. Yeah.
Still
So
doing,
I had to lose you and get 3 more people to substitute what you meant to me.
I understand. I got a sign on my desk. It says I'm kind of a big deal.
Kind of hard, man. And look, I know I give you credit all the time, but I'm gonna say it on the screen. Like I really contribute.
Because he knows I can't take compliments well.
And you're gonna take this one. I really contribute a lot of more than just my success. You know what I mean? Because that could come from God-given talents. But I contribute my drive, my motivation, my willingness to not give up, fight through adversity from you. You know, you got a saying, you built by adversity.
Built by adversity.
Built by adversity.
And the adversity was built by
the red stick. Yes, Lord.
Yes.
Even though you went to Catholic with the rich people, we still gonna say red stick. I went to public school.
I graduated from Broadmoor.
Yeah, that's because you was hanging with the wrong people.
Be cool, bro. Be cool.
But a lot of my tenacity and a lot of my knowledge, man, just business knowledge for sure. I mean, you've even helped me open and 2 other successful businesses and giving me the blueprint on the LLCs and just small little tips and traits. So I really salute you for that. It's bigger than just a referral source. It's bigger than just an employer. You're like a brother for real that I can call on.
It's bigger than just friendship at this point, man. I mean, when we were doing the last round of episodes, man, I think in one of them I've been watching since we decided to start it back up. I've been watching them. We talked about going on 3 years in each other's life, and so now we're 2 years from that. And y'all might not have seen us, but we've still seen each other.
Yes.
There was never a delay for
Not
us.
one time.
It's always been brotherhood.
I think we had lunch the day after you fired me. That's how close we are.
Probably.
That's the first time I ever seen you cry too. That is the first and only time. That's why I was able to. That's why I was able to take the fire so well. I was like, you know what? If my termination brought tears to let me know Mike did have feelings and emotions and was human, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Hey, look, I'm a good friend. I'm just not friendly.
All right, Gates. Yes, Lord.
So you got the new baby. You got, or not even new baby no more. She toddler.
She's going on 30.
Yeah.
She using words like incredible, great idea, let's have a discussion.
So do you have to Google those words?
Sometimes. I'm like, how do you know me taking the trash out was incredible?
They're so smart.
Man,
and they pick up so quick.
Yeah.
So doing the marketing thing, branching out, expanding your reach, which has always been your thing, man. Like it's why I wanted you with me. And of course things happen, right? Like Elevate was just starting. I think at that time we were a year old.
Yeah, because I think
a year and some change.
Yeah. First client was taken, I think, January of 2021. February of 2021.
February of 21.
Yeah.
And so I mean, the passion's still there, the drive is still there, and then just the ability to connect to people.
Yeah.
Like, so obviously you're killing it in that area. Sidekick still booming.
Sidekick still booming. Shout out to the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verses I got on feet today. Not a little not a major plug, just a little plug. I could be your plug. I am your plug.
Yes, I get all my shoes from you.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, for sure.
All of them. Well, that's awesome, man. And all the kids are doing good.
They're
and everything.
Great, man. The oldest is actually starting her senior year. Dual enrollment. She is super pumped. I think she narrowed her choices down to Nickel State and Southeastern. I'm pushing towards Southeastern, of course, being a dad for the safe environment, this and that. I know a lot of people there, so I can keep tabs on her. Yeah. And it's only 40 minutes from my house. I would love that. The second to oldest, Jaden, he's going into his sophomore season, sophomore year in high school. Playing basketball
That's
star.
what season he's going
That's
into.
the season. That's all. He don't like going to school. He just want to play ball. Then we got Elijah. Elijah's a sophomore, dual enrollment already. So when he graduates high school, he'll be a junior in college.
Come on.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Lee, she's going into her 8th grade year, and then Kane is going into 4th grade, and then Sarai just doing whatever Sarai want to do.
So he's got 5 jobs, 6 kids.
One fiance. Yep, I better say that. I'm one. I swear.
Only one.
I swear it's only one.
Oh, we know. We know.
And then my parents, they doing great. My sisters, they doing great. And then I had a health scare.
Yeah.
You know, I know I alluded to it a little bit, and which has me on my fitness journey now. Kayla is my trainer. Kayla, the trainer, she keeps me right, meal prep, all that good stuff. Man, my blood pressure was so high, I got put in the ER. I was dizzy, I couldn't see. And yes, that was scary. So for years, you have been trying to get me to take my medicine. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be okay. I just gotta eat better. I'm gonna be okay.
You just don't need the salt.
I just don't need the salt. That was it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's just like substance abuse, mental health, physical health. We go see these people. We go to treatment. We go to psychiatrists. We go to doctors. They tell us, hey, if you got this wrong, here's a solution.
Yeah.
You should do it. And some of us are just still hard-headed.
That was
still
me.
hard-headed.
That was me. That's why I was on heroin for so long, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I liked the way it made me feel. I just didn't like the consequences.
I understand.
But the feeling outweighed the consequences. But that was a scary moment. That was probably that moment was more scary than when I realized I had to give up my love for heroin.
Yeah.
And you understand that weird, toxic relationship. So since then, so toxic. Since then, I've been seeing a doctor regularly. I've been taking my medicine every day. I'm on working out. And I'm working.
I see the gains.
I'm working.
I see the gains.
Feel that? Yeah.
See now, if everybody looks at the last episode we posted and then this episode, they're gonna be like, I mean, he was fit in that episode. They don't see the 2 years. My man had
them 2 years was tough.
My man had.
You get fired, lose a job.
This dude here in the fire.
When you scared and don't know what's going on, depressed, anxiety, can't sleep. I'm gonna eat.
I get it. Look,
I'm gonna eat.
You know, as you know, I mean, the last 2 years for me have been wild.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I've been waiting.
I mean, I got a new baby now, 18-month-old, little Moj. Walking,
quick.
Walking, starting to talk. Just crazy. I mean, my oldest is 8, and so my youngest was born when he was 7. Probably one of the greatest things to ever happen to me. I love the little kid.
Other than me.
It's tomato. You keep saying I fired you. I didn't fire you. You left me. I believe the words were, "Hey, look, I just got to lay you off for a little minute, and then I'm going to bring you back." And I think I brought you back quicker than I said I was going to bring you back. And like a week later, you were like, "Hey, I'm gone."
Caribbean. We talking about you now. We'll get back on that topic. We're gonna get back on that topic.
But I'm not. I ain't been as busy as you. I mean, I got the little one. Elevate. I've continued to grow its impact and grow its footprint. We've worked hard. We have some really good people that are there. We've made some big changes. Brought in some really good clinicians. I think we're up to like 5 groups a day.
Sheesh.
Trying to shoot for that 6. So if you know anybody who needs help, shout out. Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center. You can find us at www.elevatetreatment.com, or you can reach us at 225-448-0440.
And make sure you get some out the vending machines in that nice, beautiful lobby.
If they have something in them. Welcome to Elevate, a place for people like you, built by people just like you.
We're committed to helping all elevate from the destruction of addiction.
I hope I would give somebody who's either new in recovery or that's currently struggling with addiction as today can be the last day. That you struggle the last day, that you wonder how you're going to have to chase down that drink, that fix, whatever the case may be for you.
At Elevate, we embody more than treatment. It's about passion, love, understanding, truly being your partner on your path to recovery.
Our staff treats substance abuse and co-occurring mental health disorders with a multidisciplinary approach to best fit our clients' needs. We all just embrace each other. We genuinely care, check up on each other, and it's not an act. You matter. You're more than what you've allowed yourself to assume you were.
When perseverance, hard work, and dedication meets, success happens.
At Elevate, we have a variety of programs to fit our clients' personal needs, such as intensive outpatient, and the aftercare program.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, give us a call. Elevate. Do more than recover. Leave a legacy. We'll get to that. So yeah, I mean, I it's the same old me. I feel as though the last 2 years have been a real big emotional growth.
Yes.
I've tried to be a little bit, more nice, I guess would be the word, to people.
Was that before or after you made your marketer cry? I'm sorry, go ahead.
You made me cry though. We
No,
can rewind the tape. You said that I cried.
based off your decision.
Yeah, but you didn't even cry.
I
didn't
couldn't.
cry. You
I
didn't
couldn't.
cry.
Black people don't cry. Everybody know that. I just told you that. We go to church, we shake a little bit, we speak in tongues, and then we kick.
Aren't you currently talking about your feelings right now on this podcast?
That's because I'm doing it for the pod.
No, you do it for growth, for you.
I
'Cause
do.
We're here to change the stigma.
And also to let somebody else know out there, if you are
You can do
struggling,
it.
it's okay to cry.
And that, I mean, so we'll get into that, in the future, the why we're here. But, just really where we've been and everything. Elevate, growing it, taking care of the boys. My oldest is a trip. He's going into second grade.
And he got an iPhone 14, by the way, at 8. Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
What are we doing?
I-
What are we doing?
I'm sorry.
What
I'm
are we
sorry.
doing?
I'm sorry.
What
I
are we
don't know
doing?
what.
He needed a phone.
You're right.
He needed a phone.
You're right.
They
Android
come up-
S28.
and you
didn't
talk
work.
you talk about Sarai saying this craziest stuff. The things, and how old's King?
Kane.
9.
He's
Kane's
9.
9. So you'll understand this, like the context in which they use stuff at 8 years old blows my mind.
Blow. I was not talking
I'm
like
like,
that. at
I'm
8.
like, what? He's like, anyway.
It's the YouTube. Bro.
It is the
It's
YouTube.
the YouTube.
It is the YouTube. And now I don't know if you've watched any of the TikToks with the new lingo, and it'll have like, people our age, and then the kids using the new lingo like Riz or Skibbity or whatever it is. Have you seen that?
I didn't see it. Send it to me.
But so they have all these crazy words. I don't understand what half of them mean. I get a couple of them, but like one of them's like Ohio or something. They use Ohio to describe something.
I know.
And
I didn't
it's a
hear
state.
that one.
It's a state. I don't get it. But he's starting to say all that stuff. He's starting to be the trash talker, and how you say you getting it back from Sarai. That's my dude giving it back.
He
to
coming into his own.
me. That's my dude giving it back to me. And so I mean, look, a lot of emotional growth over the last 2 years. A lot of physical growth. I put on the baby weight when the
You're
baby was
changing that,
coming.
though. You're
but
changing
I
that.
just started the fitness journey.
Had a session today.
I had a session today.
How you feeling?
They feel like Jello.
Yes,
but
Lord.
I'm fighting through it. My arms feel like Jello. I'm eating better.
What you eating?
A lot of chicken. A lot of steak, protein.
Oh yeah.
Had some asparagus yesterday. It's the only vegetable I like.
I don't like the way it make my pee smell. I don't.
I get it.
It's hard.
get it.
I be thinking I got like gonorrhea or chlamydia or something. I be like, boy, my girl gonna kill me if she smell this bathroom after I finish. Boy, Kayla about to kill me in this house. Boy.
But yeah, so I recently started on that, like recently, and so that's been a big thing. I've been saying that I need to get back on that journey.
You had a little nudge.
I had a little nudge.
You had a little
My-
nudge.
My boy
Got on your
my boy
nerves.
he kept on
Yeah,
bro, you gotta hit the
you
gym.
got to.
Every day I call you. Well, I'm calling just to talk to my buddy. What you doing? I'm going to the gym. You coming?
Yeah,
You coming?
yeah.
But
Real friends gains together, man. Real friends gain together.
yes, shake back season is in full effect.
Full effect. And you hit the ground running.
I did.
You actually got the bougie package too.
Yeah.
So, you built by the red stick, but that wallet's sitting pretty so you go to a gym where you can't, normally like when you go to a gym, like I know y'all know, so you got your badge, you scan in, and then you go hit the weights. Well, Michael goes to a gym where you have to be there with a personal trainer. You don't have access to nothing unless you pay for the package.
I need motivation.
And I know how expensive that package
I
is.
need motivation.
Yeah, you put your money where your mouth is. I love it. That lets me know you're ready.
I'm ready.
You
I'm
ready?
ready, man. I like you. I didn't necessarily have the health scare of having to be hospitalized for blood pressure or anything. I just got so tired of being tired. Like, right? It's the same as
Yes.
addiction. Right?
Yes.
It's the same as addiction. Once I got tired enough of being tired of the dope life and all of that, like I was willing to do anything to find a solution. That's where I'd got, man. Like I was tired of being out of breath all the time. I was tired of being groggy no matter how much sleep I got. I was tired of not sleeping good. It's crazy how much lack of physical health can really impact those day-to-day living things. And so I've been on that. And, you know, one of the big things with me, we talked about it before, is like I've always, well, not always, but since I've been sober. And so you talk about last episode, you were 3 years sober. Now you're 5. I think I was 6. I made 8 in March. So I'm on the track for 9, continue to do what I'm doing and everything, which is crazy to me.
That's a long
I mean,
time,
it's
dude.
close to
8.
a decade. It's close. I mean,
You got sober at a young age, too. Kudos to you.
26.
That's young.
26,
I
yeah.
got sober at 33.
Yeah, 26. But you're old.
Yeah, 33.
You're old.
God, you about to be 35. On the 19th.
You're like 40.
In dog years.
Because, you know, them Virgos, baby.
The ultimate Virgo.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, Lord.
September babies. That's why we vibe so well.
Yeah.
But, you know, since I got sober, like, I've always been really big on emotional growth, spiritual growth. And I've had my stints where I've looked into doing physical health, and I've got a couple of stints where I've done some physical health. But I think so. It's probably been about 5 years since I've really done physical health, which means that I'm about to be 35, which means that I was probably 29 last time. When I hit 30, it just hit like the food consumption, the metabolic, like it was for real.
Testosterone levels.
Everything. And so like I just didn't do anything. I mean, when I went to treatment for the first time, or not for the first time, for this last time, I was like $125, which was way malnourished. Yeah. And so I needed to gain weight. And so for most of my sobriety, my average weight was like 160, you know, somewhere around 160 area. I saw 200 on the scale.
That's light work.
To you, maybe you're 6 foot tall.
That's right. But they say you got to be 2 something to do something. So you was right there in that sweet spot.
Well, I'm trying to cut down to about the 175 range. I feel like if I can get there, tone up a little bit, get healthy, go from there. You know. And so that's where I've been. Right. I've been build and elevate, trying to grow emotionally, recently doing the spiritual, the physical growth.
Yeah.
Like you, man, I've had things happen over the last 2 years, some ups, some downs, all arounds, and we just keep on going.
We keep going.
We just keep on going.
We can't stop.
And that's, I think, when we came together and really decided to start doing this again. And, you know, we'll talk about the why a little bit more in detail, but just a generalized why is I believe that there needs to be positivity, right?
Yep.
Like we've talked about it all the time.
Yep.
And I think positivity is enhanced by overcoming a struggle.
Yep.
Right? So like that's the way I want to share positivity, is that if you're struggling with your weight, man, you got 2 guys in their 30s who just got back on the fitness kick who were big.
Yes.
You was big.
I was big.
You were big.
Dude, that picture.
I know.
Oh my God.
You were big.
Bruh.
The mental health journey.
Yes.
Right? If you're white, black, Asian, any ethnicity, it don't matter.
Yep.
Right? Like that's why we come together and
Yep.
we talk. Like let's talk about it. We're here to spread that positivity of those things. If you're battling with addiction, that's our forte.
That's it.
That's our forte.
Yeah.
You know, so a little bit more background of that's where we were over the last 2 years, but where we came from, heroin addict, IV user, Like I said, when I went to treatment the last time, it was 125 pounds.
I was 160.
160. Right? And so, you know, those are the things like anybody can overcome it. And anybody can come together no matter differences of background, differences of experience, different beliefs. Like we said it in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. And I hope, if I don't do anything else in my entire life, the one hope is that I can remind people that we can differentiate on something. You can be a Democrat, I could be a Republican. You can be a Republican, I could be a Democrat. You can be for life, I can be what is it, pro-life?
Pro-life and shucks.
Yeah, no, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah,
but
would you say, I know what you
right,
mean.
right.
Yeah.
Like, so before abortion, against abortion, we can have these differences of opinions. We can talk about them. We can even disagree on them and still be friends. And still be respectful.
Still have a conversation and come to a meeting point.
Yeah.
A median point. And so more so than just talking about the stigma and the addiction, it's the stuff in recovery as well. Because there's a lot of people out there that's 2 and 3 years sober that's struggling. And it's normal.
Yeah.
So we went through it. I went through it. And man, I went through it so in 2021, we had a miscarriage in April of 2021.
Right.
And found out I had hepatitis C.
That's
you
where
know,
it probably had depression
Right.
prior. But I remember, man, that's when it really kicked in.
That's when it kicked in. And yes, and so the reason why it hit me so hard is because since all my kids was born from Naya all the way down to Kane, luckily enough, Elijah and Lee didn't have to deal with this because, of course, you know, they're stepkids.
Blended family.
I was never there from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, I was either in jail, in rehab, homeless. So my goal was to have a sober baby and be there from the beginning. And so when the baby died, I ain't gonna say died, when we miscarried, man, that threw me. Definitely. And so at that point, it wasn't about drugs because I was sober enough to understand that it wasn't a solution, but I also didn't have the coping skills.
Right.
I wanted to eat a bullet.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people don't know that. And I'll
Sober.
talk about that freely now. Sober. 2 years, almost 2 years sober.
Which
I was
most
ready to eat a bullet.
Most people are like, oh, you're past it now, right? You're 2 years. Like,
man.
It's so crazy. I talk to people all the time, and they're like, even, man, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, whatever it may be, like, life still happens. There's still going to be things, and sometimes it's going to reveal new things, right? Like, we don't get past it.
You're right.
There's stuff that still happens in life, and sometimes the stigma of not being able to talk about it, or we talked about it before, being a man, and you're not supposed to talk about it. You're supposed. How many people asked your fiance how she was doing after?
Everybody.
How many people asked you?
Y'all.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's because
Right.
we understood that. But it's, the male always get lost.
And look, I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent, but those things hit people.
Yeah.
Male, female, all of us. It hits us.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I mean, 2 years sober, and that's, I mean, anybody, people in sobriety, people, even if they're not in sobriety, but they've lived their life and they're 35, they're their mid 30s, they've got their family, they've got their kids or career or whatever it may be. Man, we see a lot of people who develop drinking habits, develop using habits, and then on your side, the mental health side, go into severe depression, have severe anxiety attacks come on, and that's what it's here to talk about. It's like that's what our platform is going to be like. We're going to share these things. Hopefully we'll be comfortable enough as they go through to share them on the podcast as we're going through them and be like, man, I'm depressed right now. I don't know what's going on.
Dude, you know, I had an episode 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. It was 3 weeks ago. Man, it's a beautiful Saturday. I had a shoe release. I'm getting shoes for people. And then all of a sudden it was just like, bro, I don't feel like doing nothing else. Like, I gave the shoes to their people, and I went and got in the bed for the rest of the day and all day Sunday, just out of nowhere. And dude, let me tell you, life going good.
Yeah.
I'm employed.
By like 16 different places.
I'm gainfully employed. I have my kids in my life. I have my fiance. Like,
You
we
have
have
a great
house.
friend.
I have a great friend.
Great
with
friend.
a great new car that I can't wait to hit the road in.
You hit the road.
And it just hit me out of nowhere. So like, man, depression is so real, and I have to be the one to admit this on the air. You know, I was the person that said that's not real.
Yeah, just get up.
Just get up.
Yeah.
Like, you're tripping. That's not real. That's a cop out. This, that. And so, man, when it hit me, like, it hit me. And that's what I'm saying. It's 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Life good.
Yeah.
Birthday coming up. My friend birthday coming up.
Yes, indeed.
Had vacation coming up. Like, why am I depressed? Why do I not want to eat and get out of the bed?
Because
man?
and that's part of, I don't want to say it's part of life, but it's an element of life.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it happens to people. And some it happens more frequently. Some it happens maybe not as frequently, but when it does hit, it hits severe. And the beauty is, how do we get out of it? Yeah. And so, like, we're on it. We wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting you to tell me you had a depression cycle 3 weeks ago.
Vulnerable.
So, like, what did you do to get out of it?
So I prayed. Of course.
course.
I'm a big believer in God and, you know, my higher power. And I started talking to people
Comments
about it.
gonna go crazy on that one.
Yeah.
You know you can't believe in God online.
Oh man, well, look,
I'm just playing.
from the
I'm just
I know
playing.
you playing, but they just don't have to cancel culture me. I'm from the old law. I know where God brought me from. I'm gonna
Yes,
take him with me
indeed.
everywhere I go.
Yes, indeed.
And then I reached out. You know, I talked to Kayla about it.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to my sponsor and you. I think I even mentioned it to you. And I don't know the root cause of it. But I do know that I used the tools that I was taught along this process to combat that.
And look, sometimes, you know, I heard this saying when my very first counselor told me it when I went to treatment for the very first time back in 2013. Long time.
That's a long time ago.
Long time ago.
You old in sobriety years.
Yeah, you're old and dog. But, you know, and I don't know why, like I really don't know why, but it's always stuck with me just because it was my mindset for the longest time. So many times we wonder how the jackass got in the ditch that we forget to think about how to get the jackass out the ditch, right? So like at this point, man, yeah, once we get, you know, maybe some time away from it, we can start to be like, okay, what are some of the things that led up to that? But there might have not been anything that led up to it.
Yeah.
Maybe the car just hit an ice patch and slid into the ditch.
Yeah.
So who cares how we got in the ditch? Let's get out the ditch.
Let's get out. And then I still struggle with not being good enough. I know you see all this 6'2" sexiness, you know, tats, and you think, oh, that's a well put together gentleman. He's got to be the one in the mirror all the time, but that's just not the case. Like, I always feel less than. I always feel like I got to work twice as hard. I always feel like I got to be twice as good. I don't know if it's got something to do with my color. Oh, that was a joke. You looking at me like, but no, but seriously,
I'm not gonna lie. Look, hold on. Moment of honesty. I totally just got caught in the daydream. Look, bro, I heard you. I don't feel good enough. But I was just zoned.
Man, I thought the color would bring you back. I seen you off. I was like, all right, I got to bring him back. Got to bring him back here.
ADD.
Right here.
Woo.
Man, that's real, too.
Yeah.
ADHD.
And that's what I battle with.
Yeah.
I mean, scatterbrain.
Yeah.
Scatterbrain.
Yeah. Not feeling good enough, man. Feeling less than, looking like a, BITCH.
Yeah.
We're going to have some women listeners. I don't want to say the word. I struggle with that daily.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I feel like having these other jobs, the feeling of being needed in every area, right? Because you can contact me for detox on the way to 3.1.
Or shoes.
Or vending machines.
Snack machines.
You better not say nothing.
Listen.
You better not say nothing. I knew you was
Listen. All I was going to say is if you need a snack machine, call Ronnie LaDuff. He's got snack machines. And then call someone else because they're not going to stay stocked.
I'm so busy that it does, but that's a testament to how busy you are. That's how, and other places, they've been calling me. I need to go there after we leave here, actually. The stuff in the car. But those are real emotions.
Absolutely.
That I try to cover up with Nike.
With driving.
Or with driving.
Or not driving the car, but like driving yourself to do more.
driving myself into the ground.
Do more.
And so looking back, I could have hit a wall 3 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
When I'm still feeling like that, I know I done gave. Boom, I just shut down and had to re-energize. But that's a real and that's vulnerable as I can get, man.
Well, look, I'm going to tell you something, and I'll get vulnerable with you, and I'm gonna tell you something that you can never tell anybody I told you.
Okay, perfect. Your secret is
Yeah,
safe with me.
yeah. This
Go
has
ahead.
to stay between us.
I'm listening.
It has to stay between us.
Hold on. All right. Go ahead.
You are enough. Like straight up.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the things that I have seen, and so my joy, my, and like I said, I don't want to get long winded and drift. We're gonna wrap it up in a second, but and we'll really focus on the why next episode.
Yeah.
But my joy is watching people grow, like that, and watching them succeed. It's why some people don't like me, because I'm very hard on people.
Yes.
Because I expect greatness, because I know that deep down in every human being is greatness.
Yeah.
My favorite poem, right? You know it. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, it's that we are powerful beyond measure.
Mm-hmm.
It is our light that most frightens us, not our darkness.
Yep.
Right? And
That's true. That's so true.
to watch you from the person I saw you 5 years ago as, the person I saw you, and those things that you talked about, while they exist, I remember what they were 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You were the guy who literally spent 40 minutes editing a picture to make sure you posted something on Facebook every day,
With a spiritual
just so you can get likes, so you could feel empowered by people who probably never even talked to you, but they liked your photo, so you felt empowered. And so to watch you grow, and now you might still not feel enough, but I know that there's multiple people in this world that will tell you you're enough, because I see your family. I see the things you work on. I see the things that you have built in this life, man. Like, don't nobody have multiple companies willing to push aside their competition motives, because at the end of the day, you market for all the same sectors.
Yeah.
Or all the same industry. They might have different subsets and have different specialties, but you still market for the same industry for 3 different companies. And that's a testament to you being enough, and those people willing to push aside that and say, I don't care what he's doing on his other time. I got to have him for some of my time.
Yeah.
And that's powerful.
That's dope. I
Yes.
ain't look at it like that. That's dope.
So
Show how to make a guy feel good.
look, I gotta build you up before we roll out of here, man. Dude, one down.
One down. Many
more to go,
I'm
man.
so excited to be back. We back.
We are back and better than ever.
Yes.
We're gonna build this thing up, man. We need y'all's help.
Yes.
Look, I'm asking for y'all's help. Like the
subscribe,
video,
share.
subscribe, share it, and the biggest thing, this is just for me. Leave a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Let
We
us
open
know.
For a topic.
Yeah.
Discussion.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
look, we want to talk about things that y'all want to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
We love everybody. We love we want this thing to grow. And so we appreciate all the people who listened to us in the beginning. For y'all, we're back. For all those that y'all are going to share that to, get ready for the ride, because it's going to be a wild one.
It's gonna be a wild ride, man.
So y'all have a good one, man.
Be here. Thank
Hill
y'all
by the
for
Red
listening.
Stick.
Thank you for having me.
I'm not having you. You're part of it.
Oh, yes, go even better. I'm good enough.
Michael Oakley, co-host Ronnie LaDuff. Every week, we're here.
Same time, same place, same producer.
Y'all be good.